as a trade preference program to assist African countries, eligible African countries, south of the Sahara, to help them to build up their economies and create wealth for their own people through exports of eligible products from their countries to the United States, exporting them to the United States duty-free and quota-free. The US Congress provided an opportunity for eligible African countries to export under AGOA more than 6,000 different products that could be exported to the US market, improving access for those products on the US market. So this is a big opportunity for African countries, including Malawi, in order to find markets for various products that we make in Malawi.
But Malawi hasn't benefited from AGOA, as the minister said. I know there are challenges on the part of Malawi, which the minister articulated, but do you also there are challenges to do with the act itself, which makes it Malawi maybe have been difficult, so that maybe as we review next year, do you have proposed changes to the act, to the AGOA?
From my point of view, I think the biggest challenge has been on our side, and it's not only Malawi. It is also challenges that have been faced by other African countries that are eligible to export to the United States under AGOA. So it's not only Malawi that has faced those difficulties, and most of them have got to do with the supply side constraints. For example, we lack the necessary infrastructure, including good roads, bridges, aviation connections. We lack sufficient energy that should drive the manufacturing industry, commerce, so that we can then produce the necessary products that we want to export to the United States that would attract high volumes of trade between Malawi and the United States.
So to you don't think the act itself has to be changed as it is reviewed in 2015?
Well, there's always room to make improvements. After all, the act was enacted in 2000. This is now 14 years since it was enacted, and certainly there will be an opportunity to re-examine the act itself. But this is a unilateral trade preference program made by the United States, offering it to African countries. So as far as I'm concerned, I think the most important thing that we need to do is to look at the supply side constraints that are making us not benefit fully under AGOA.
The US seems to be looking at its private sector in terms of its relations with Africa for the future. What is the magnitude of US private investment in Malawi, and what are the opportunities which are there coming with the US Africa Summit and other programs?
Right now we have the presence of several American investment companies in Malawi. Coca-Cola is one of them. We have DuPont, Monsanto. We used to have Cargill, but they withdrew 2, 3, 4 years ago, I believe. And others, but they are concentrated in the agricultural sector. What we need to do now is to see whether we can attract more investment from the United States to help us add value to our agricultural products, so that instead of exporting to the United States primary products, we should be able to export to the United States secondary products, because then that is what is going to give us the money we want, help us to end the forex we need to drive our economic agenda in Malawi.
Lastly, Ambassador, the issue of the Millennium Challenge Corporation, how are we performing, and when should we expect to see projects on the ground in Malawi in terms of we heard a lot about the Millennium, but we don't seem to see the physical work of the compact program in Malawi.
Yes, the Malawi Challenge account that drives the compact for Malawi came into effect in January this year. Okay. It's a 5-year program that will run from this year for the next 5 years. During those 5 years, there are a number of things that have been lined up to be done systematically and logically to helping us achieve the purposes for which the compact was agreed between Malawi and the United States. So there are a few areas that need to be looked into. First of all, we need to rehabilitate the electricity infrastructure that we have, the existing infrastructure, so that by the end of the program, by the end of the 5 years, that infrastructure should be able to generate the number of megawatts that it was established to generate. Right now, it's not generating to the maximum because of various